Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Snowbound Blood. Yeah? Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was just making sure that the volume's okay.
Oh, okay. I thought this was a bit.
No. I had the volume turned up on the stream, but I had the tab muted, so I was like, oh no, there's no music, and I was like, oh wait, I muted the tab. So
Got
I
it.
needed to check.
No, understandable.
But
Well,
yeah, we are fine.
good. Okay. Hello, and welcome back to Snowbound Blood. I hope you all are having a wonderful evening, and thank you for joining us. What is happening to all of you peeps, all of you gamers in chat? First of all, I'd like to say hello to you, Dracoff. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. How could you fucking eat the wind orbs? You little bitch. I kill you. You're not supposed to eat them. Don't, you son of a bitch. They're not edible. They're not meant for Mentos? Like, you can't just make a Coke explosion out of them. That's not how that works, but, okay. You can try, I guess, but you're not supposed to eat them. Bad. Jesus. Anyways, second of all, Cyberval, how's it going? I hope you're having a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining us. I do want to say, this is not a good stream to do the little text RP that we've been doing, but if you, so with that said, I'm gonna ask that we don't do that. However, please, I'd be more than happy to have you here still. Third of all, you're here to curse me? Well, fucked up. Enjoy your dinner. I send you food. Ev can't even hear me. Ev can't even hear me give them a food curse.
Oh, this is so sad.
This is not a good stream, ValantWynn 2021. Fucked up.
No.
This will be a good stream. They're all good streams. There is not a bad stream. So true. Man, I haven't introduced you yet. Donnie, hello.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome. How's it going?
Thank you. It is my first time donator, last time watcher.
Did you actually donate?
Right.
Did you actually?
No.
Okay, I was like,
it's a GDQ reference.
Okay. I haven't watched GDQ in a few years.
Understandable.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I am excited to be here. I'm excited to get to volumes 3 and 4.
And what relevant timing for one of them, huh?
God.
I'm sorry, but like, I cannot believe that we're doing ByteCon's fucking route literally days after a fucking meme came out about Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It's very fucking good.
I feel like the way that BitCon presents himself and his mannerisms are gonna be to your liking.
Maybe we'll have to find out. Joker Tuesday, not Mystery Dungeon. Oh, well, that was a week ago, and also, I am no longer Joker. I have not been Joker-fied.
You're no longer mentally ill.
Yes! Finally! Twitch.tv has solved all of my mental problems. Holy shit. God.
Twitch.tv really did just say, just don't be sad.
So true. Also, I'm also very sorry about this. Dan Spectre Boy, it's good to see you again. I hope you're having a wonderful evening.
Hello.
Thank you for coming out. Also, I can't explain my name right now. I can't explain my name right now. But it's the Wrath of Pears. Love how my card doesn't work for gift subs. Oh, that's unfortunate. But I appreciate the thought, though. That's very kind of you.
Heather!
Yo,
Heather.
Lynn, how is it going tonight?
I'm excited for Volume 4, because Volume 4's characters are Lynn's characters, and one of the routes is written by them. So I'm excited
Nice.
to read that with you.
Let's go. It's going. Understandable mood. Let's go. Also, I also love to eat a pear. Pears are just.
I don't.
Oh wait, no, I don't know which one. I don't know if I can actually do that. Okay, I was gonna kick.
Gonna kick me from the call.
I was gonna kick you from the call, but I was very worried that kicking you in this menu was going to kick you from the Discord.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I would hate to do that.
Relocated me if you want.
Relocate you like a fucking animal?
Yes.
I will.
But now it's too late, because if you do it now, then it's like, oh, this has gone on long enough.
Fair. Speaking of, let's get right into it, shall we?
Yes.
Start. Epic. Do that, and that's the second crime you've committed towards Oz on stream. What other crime have I committed towards Dononvan?
SilentNeptune is so mean to me all the time.
Well, I bully out of love. Heart.
This.
What did you say?
This.
Oh, I thought you said piss.
That's
Oh.
more Streamlabs' fault.
Oh yeah, that's Streamlabs' fault. Trust me, I would not have done that if I fucking had a choice.
Yeah, like, generally did not know that was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for that long. Yeah, Tyson!
Yeah, Tyson! The snow-blooded blood time. The snow-blooded blood time?
Snow-blooded bound.
Yo! Blood 2!
What?
If blood was so good, why'd they make a second one?
This... Oh, you know.
Fear? No.
We do have Blood 2 going on.
Blood DLC? That's just getting a blood transfusion. God. I mean, able to hear it soon if you just upload the auto writing with fixed audio since he's someone audible. It's just very quiet. I'm doing my best to get the VODs out. Yeah, I promise. They're
also, when that VOD comes out, I will re-record my lines so that way I will be audible.
Yes, very, very fair. Alright then. Look, I'm gonna be honest, if you think I'm gonna like him, I think I want to voice SpikeCon tonight.
Okay, yes. I was thinking you could voice BitCon while I read Secily, and for Husk's route, I can read Husk's lines.
Sounds good, sounds good.
Alright.
Another half-remembered dream. You are a sprawling machine, every piece of you grinding with effort, going too long without being maintained. Your gears scream and spark with a grating noise that, taken all at once, isn't a tonal medley. Brilliant in its simplicity, you sing for the effort and labor. You turn and turn, never done. You wake up before sunrise, as always. God, your head. You open your eyes and stare out from the Recupacum at your room, glowing with the dim pastel light of the stronghold that filters through your blinds. Your burgeoning headache protests at even the meager intrusion of light, and you let out a gentle hiss in pain. Okay, but reading you let out a gentle hiss in pain is making me think of Secily cat. Just a fucking like the hissing cat emoji, but it's gray and has troll horns and it's Secily. I think that'd be very funny.
Yeah.
Oh god, no wait. Yes! Oh, that's very good. I was also thinking of a Secily like Vox? I always don't know how to pronounce it. You know, it's the creepy emote. It's the one oh wait, no, I'll
Oh
just
yeah, that the one with the like the fox plush sitting on the chair, right?
no, okay, this is gonna be no, it's
Oh yeah, that Zoc.
Zoc. Okay, that's how you pronounce it, Zoc. Yes, oh god, yeah. Zoc is the fuck. It opens up Photoshop. Oh god, Soul. I am very excited and also scared. Sicily Cat is a thing that you put in everyone's head, and it makes sense. Thanks. You're welcome.
Yeah.
You have got to stop trying to match strings with girls 10 sweeps younger than you. Oh, sweetheart. Oh. Oh boy. Especially when both girls and the drinks themselves might be actively trying to kill you. After enjoying the darkness for a few moments more, you drag yourself out of the coop. Relaxing as the slime inside may be, the antiseptic odor threatens to make you sick. You grab your ice cream and set it to scroll through your messages you received overnight, along with the usual automatic news feeds, looking for any headline related to the thefts. Attempted convenience store robbery ends in concussion when perp slips on puddle of nacho cheese. Ramona Raquel's priceless necklace stolen at ball. WrestleMania becomes Murder Mania. 12 dead.
Okay, the next line is so much.
How fort art thou, wench? You up? Been too long since we came to blows, dontest thou think? Hit me up, girl. You know where I be.
It's so much.
Is that an actual character that we're going to meet?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I love her.
Oh, boy. Okay. Is that volume 4, girl?
No.
Oh.
It's not.
Oh, fear. Okay, alright. Okay, that one wasn't even a headline. Neither of the next 11, where her spelling gets even worse. Worse-eth. Good heavens, you hate her for making you think that. If the bad guys don't kill Cecily, that drink will. That'll be the shittiest plot twist since Caliborn. I don't know what you mean by the shittiest plot twist since Caliborn. But I would rather not Cecily die. I'd rather not Cecily die looking at you. You button up your shirt and run a comb through your hair, not considering yourself with a few gray strands. You've got a couple more leads to pursue. Cecily's getting old.
True.
Oh god.
She is in her 40s.
Fair enough. Oh my god. Oh, I'm having too much fun.
Okay, I just want to say there is an image in BitCon's little rectangle there.
Mhm.
It's like a very slight overlay, but it's this
Oh,
image.
I kind of see it.
I put it
What?
in
Why? Wait, do I have to pull that up now? I have to fucking pull that on screen. Holy shit. What? Why? Fucking why?
It's something.
Yeah.
Also, that drawing, or well, that edit is made by Ozzy. Not me, Ozzy.
Yeah.
There's another Ozzy on the team, Ragnar Ozzy on Twitter.
Ragnar Rossi, yes. Also, I can't actually save this, so it will not show up on screen. But
Okay, well, if you know, you know.
wait. Actually, I might be able to do something really quickly. This will just be a second, but I do have to say it is very fun just watching BiteCon do a fucking little dance.
Yeah. VidCon is really, really good. I love his poses so much.
Oh, did you? Oh no. Okay, didn't freeze. Okay, good.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, that works. That works. This is what's in the fucking corner of the goddamn of ByteCon's fucking image. Just this fucking little rat version of him, and I just
Be as quiet as a rat.
be as quiet as a rat. Goodbye, RatCon.
Goodbye.
I send you to the Shadow Realm. Okay, someone make a gif of Husky doing that cat pop. What the?
Yes.
Okay,
With the mouth.
good. I like to do make Husky do the popping meme is would be the snap the moment of Austin scrolling between the two and add the sounds. Fair enough.
Okay. Alright, we're on BitCon's route, so I'm gonna read the pros then.
Wait, before we go, I do have to say, first of all,
Yes.
Jesus Christ, candy or meat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fear. 2, I love the Looney Tunes back in action at 89. I fucking...
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
there's a lot going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a turn-in board. That's pretty noticeable.
Yes.
And above it, there's Troll Johnny Test with.
Oh! Oh, God, why did you have to say that? I was wondering, what the fuck is that supposed to be?
That's Austin's idea.
I hate Lucis Dookie. I hate him. Why are you white?
Why are you white?
Why are you white?
SMH. Alright, I'm gonna take a sippy of my Diet Coke.
Yo, sippy.
Alright. Your investigations yesterday didn't prove as fruitful as you hoped. So today, you're going to try something different. Sometimes arming yourself with facts or logic isn't enough. Sometimes you just have to go with what your gut tells you. You stride along the lonely streets of Stronghold 21. It's very late, the time roaming somewhere around the mid-negatives, but you're more than used to the same by now. In fact, you prefer it. There is a sort of peace to be found in the dead glow of morning. The city performs this sinfonietta as if by rote, all for an audience of one. Crosswalks spanning empty streets invite you with automated tones. Beep, beep, beep. At any other time, this street would be a flashing, multicolored mess. Neon signs, LCD panels would all be fighting for your attention, peddling in distraction after distraction. New fashions that would go from hot kosher to discount rag in a sweep. The McRib is back at the steamed ham joint at the corner. Jarl Balgruff is in Smash.
Who the fuck is Jarl Bagruff?
I don't know.
Okay, while you read this, I'm going to do a cursory search.
Okay. Jalo Balgruff is in Smash. You have limited understanding of what the last one means.
Oh, he's an Elder Scrolls character.
Ah, yes, because Skyrim's released on Repeton so many times.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, he's the king in the first town you visit.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, okay.
I've never played Skyrim, so I don't fucking know.
I have played very little Skyrim myself. I own Skyrim, I believe, 2 times. And I haven't played it.
I own it, well, my family owns it for the PS3, but the only ones who really played a lot of it was my sister, so.
Very fair.
Anyways, music plays distinctly from various vacant storefronts, pop hits and elevator jazz, all reverberating off the architecture into square waves of pleasantly echoing sound. Every stronghold is eerily similar. They're all carefully partitioned and as sterilized as the multi-purpose slime solution that is used as a general cleaning aid by most of the populace. That solution is also the same one your species used to bathe in. It kind of burns when you use it for that purpose, at least at first. Easing into the pain, however, is simply a matter of practice. You're sure there's a solid metaphor you could be making here? Something pertaining to the stakes held in this kind of industry, perhaps? But you digress. It may just be that primordial sludge you drink doing the talking, but recently, you found yourself with the recurring feeling of being trapped, stuck in an endless recycle of repetition. Not only recently, and not only as far as this case is concerned, but for your whole life. It started after you spoke to Ripite. The two suspects you interrogated thus far have led you nowhere in exactly the same way. The same actions, same motions, same shit on a different day. This will not be one of those days, you tell yourself.
It's just one of those days where you don't want to wake up.
And yet, the nagging feeling that it could amount to nothing but another blurry spot in the picture you're trying to piece together is something that makes your mouth press into a black-lipped scowl. A few of the Stronghold residents are still wandering around, those among them whose circadian rhythm is off-kilter, you presume. They're not paying close attention to your affairs, though. Some seem to be outright avoiding you. Just like when you hunted for Siraj. Just like always. You had to take a risk. On a whim, you decide to make arrangements with someone not part of your initial roster of suspects. You hassled a poor receptionist in the main corporate building to that end. The man has always been too anxious to say no to your requests. A few point calls later, and you're scheduled to meet your mark after hours at one of his business establishments in order to properly discuss your investment options. Little does he know what this so-called investment entails. There's nothing for you to gain here except knowledge. Knowledge, and a deep-seated sense of satisfaction whenever you inevitably pin this scruffy player to the board. You may believe in being clear-cut with many of your choices, but every now and again, a surprise can be just what you need in order to advance towards a new stage of the game. The game in question is called life, and you're about to knock another piece right off the table.
Really, really quickly.
Yes.
We have gotten a piece of art from our very own Stellar Solar.
Oh my god.
It is too good to not be seen by everyone. This is beautiful.
I love that edit so much,
Oh,
Soul.
it's so good. Wait. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna... Oh, no, that's not gonna be a good idea. That's not gonna be a good idea for the text. I was gonna put in just like a bit of... just a tiny portion of the corner, but that's not gonna work. No. Please look at this cat. Please look at this cat.
Look at this cat.
Look at this cat. God, thank you, Soul. This is so stupid good. Oh my god. Holy shit.
Put it in the TV.
Put it in the TV. Wait, alright. Well, sorry. I guess we're no longer fucking relevant.
Oh, this is so sad.
This is so sucks, but you know what? We'll leave it in the TV for a hot second. Holy shit. Alright. You may go it. You may continue.
We are concealed.
We are trapped.
Alright. Recall. Bitcoin crypto. Bitcoin crypto. You have your scouter set on him for sweeps now, but you've never been able to catch him in the act of, well, anything. Not embezzlement, not fraud, not even good old indecent exposure.
Help?
The slimy little rodent has always managed to give you the slip before you got the chance to inspect him for disease. All perps eventually mold themselves into some kind of allegorical vermin in your quite bland, all things considered, imagination. But there's really no need to be going on such an inane tangent inside your own head. Who are you even explaining this to? Yourself? The point is, he is the giant rat that makes all of the rules in his field.
Oh my
Plain
god.
and simple. You know exactly what type of man he is.
Oh my god. Okay, well that explains the fucking rat image, but also thank you for the Germa reference. Oh my god.
I think no, let me see. Writers. Yeah, I think Austin wrote this round along with the help of Alienoid
Got it.
and Eddie. So,
Very good.
alright. He started young, a regular con man. For many, it's the ideal pursuit in these trying times. Everyone wants more than they already have, and some even genuinely need it. Bitcoin doesn't strike you as the latter, though. He quickly rose through the ranks of scammers and cheats, the cache of gullible fools succulent and ripe for his taking. From a start in television and show business, he moved on to business. It did not rest until he has a vice-like grip on the ebb and flow of currency. Now the public bows to his every financial whim, and not even corporate regulation seems capable of keeping him in check anymore. Cypher Cash didn't hold anyone's interest until Bitcoin was involved, but in no time at all, he single-handedly expanded the market's relevance, from entirely worthless to an alarmingly massive phenomenon. Of the currently existing 5,786 or so forms of analog tender, he has either personally crafted or otherwise popularized roughly a quarter of the total sum. Whether or not all of those are still maintained is irrelevant. The bottom line is, the guy's fucking minted. And with such a striking amount of equity on full display, he may very well be the highest bidder on a certain missing piece of history. Bust in. You are so focused on recalling, or aggressively not doing that, as the case may be, that you didn't realize you were pushing through the revolving doors that led into the Stronghold 21 currency dome. God, all of these currencies are so much.
I hate the right side of the screen.
Kakashi coin.
Wait, where's Kakashi coin?
But below P coin.
Oh, is that just straight up Kakashi Sensei, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, that's so very good.
Yeah, there's God. Like, the team came up with like a fuck ton of like coins to put in for this background. It was a very fun exercise.
It was. Also, wait a second. We're getting lost. We're being told losses here.
There is loss, yes. Like to the left of Loop Platinum. On the right side.
Oh my god. Jesus
Yes.
Christ.
Also, there's, I think my favorite one is Kukching.
Where is that?
It's on the left side, above the person behind the desk.
Oh, okay, got it. Oh my god! Wow, you can fucking tell when this was written.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's so fun.
There's... Yes, it is the fucking Erica Moyne comic. It is. I hate it. I do love Steamed Cash. That's a very... And Aurora Boreal Loops. That's really... Those are really fucking good.
Rat coin. Bald coin.
Cola coin. Oh my god.
I love that there's also definitely money and not money.
Mm-hmm. That's very, very good.
Okay. It's not your favorite hunting ground for white-collar crime, but it's certainly the most hustling. And just like clockwork, the noted trailblazers and easily suckered alike scramble and close in at the slightest hint of fresh blood. You can't make out any of the words these frantic two-piece suit types holler as you press forward. The electronic ringing of alarms, phones, and endless chatter all coalesce into a singular wall of amorphous noise, and it makes you grit your teeth. Your head hurts. No matter. You have already spotted your target. When he told you to search for a sign of excellence, you are fully prepared to engage in a mutual bout of falsified identity. Cryptic statements such as this usually precede these exchanges. The suggestion to meet at a non-convert location did leave you apprehensive, but as you said, you've been in a risk-taking mood lately. What you are not expecting was a bona fide electronic light show booth, sitting smack dab in the middle of the complex's main floor. The damn monstrosity is even complete with a gaudy, headache-inducing, as seen on TV, flashing signs. Signs that could threaten the continued use of your weary eyes. You immediately start to regret this. He's sitting pretty behind his remarkably empty stand as you make your way to him, chin propped up on interlocked fingers. It's almost as if he laced an entire circle around himself with repellent.
Incredibly fearless! This, people, is a true patron of our craft, as none of you dare leech from a master in a world unknown!
You prepare to deploy one of your famed rugged coughs in order to draw his attention to you, as opposed to the non-existent audience he seems to be addressing at present. Bacon talks fast enough to cut that idea off before the fledgling even has a chance to reach your pipes.
Don't worry, I just like to brag. It keeps the weak-willed away. Welcome to the club.
Ah yes, the club. Under your current fabricated persona, you concocted a cover story about wishing to join the ranks of his nasty little clique, bound together in the loose trappings of a frail economy as they are. Still, you feel a deep, soul-curdling revulsion at his words. You really don't care for the insinuation that Bitcon and you are anything in the vicinity of peers. Cliques and clubs were never something you care to involve yourself with, due to a simple fact. You like to win. On your own terms, by your own merit. And you do quite simply despise this man.
My name is Bitcoin Crypto. Surely you know me from places such as our official phone line, and obviously my many adverts on television. You're Miss Yemis?
That's the name I've given you, yes.
God, I'm glad that even the text fucking changes. Good.
Yeah, it's so good.
Blunt. I like that.
It's very easy to formulate aliases in a world where names can range from perfectly serviceable to absolute gibberish. They're all inherently meaningless. You typically tend to err on the side of an indistinct mash of letters. Something like Sihinvige, for example, and it always works. It was a purely tactical measure to come up with something a little more stupid. After all, Bitcon spends his time mentally diving into pools of worthless metal. Certainly not the sharpest tool in the box.
Does he, are you fucking telling me that he does a Scrooge McDuck?
I don't know. But that's like what Cecily's thinking.
Fair enough.
You're not the biggest fan of undercover gigs. With what's online, though, you'll try your damnedest to seem as ignorant and as non-threatening as possible. All in the name of your job, of course. Anonymous.
I've been looking forward to our meeting of the minds. I'm afraid that my office isn't exactly in working order at the moment, but this place is far better suited towards newcomers of the after-hour trades, which, as those who have inserted into said trade know, is slang for prime time for big, stupid trolls. Big, stupid trolls who yearn for stupidly huge rewards! So, in the interest of your interest of being curt, let's not waste any moment more of your time with common courtesy. You seem to know exactly what you're about. We can get you started with some of the lower strings of tender. There are several light risk options you can deal in that haven't caught on yet. You never specified a price range. I'm just going to assume that your broke. That's less than a problem here. No loops, no credit, no issue. New ideas, no risk. We can even hook you up with a Netcoin mental copyright stock plan right away. Easy peasy.
Well, this is going to be easier than expected. I can already tell you're having so much fun voicing it.
Oh, I am, baby.
You could meticulously tap him out, slowly dripping little pieces of information through an orderly conversation. Just stand here and talk to him, each of you wielding your respective personal quirks as your non-diegetic progress bar slowly fills itself in. If you learned anything from your first couple of suspects, that's exactly what you'll be forced to do. For what will seem like an eternity that goes nowhere. You'll just have to prepare for the mental density that requires. You have absolutely no interest in dealing with this man for even a second longer than necessary. The reason you decided Bitcoin even ranked on the Suspiciometer in the first place is that you're well aware of the seedy underbelly these businesses usually breed. There's no shortage of those interested in sending this McPlane's marketplace so far into the black that it may as well be made of garbage. You can't just idly chat about these run-of-the-mill currencies. You be here all day. You have to go all in. You have to think like him. You have to try and go stupid. Oh, that won't be necessary. I have a much better idea of what I would like from this deal.
And what would that be?
Well, I'm not really clear on the specifics. That's much more of your department. But if you were to ask me, I'm simply of the belief that all bright lights cast a, yet in a dramatic pause for good measure, shadow. Bitcon makes a vain attempt to hide a pointed smirk. His eyes are darting across the room as if he's trying to keep tabs on every single person in the vicinity. You have him. Hook, line, and sinker. In the past, you've had to perform a fair number of mundane tasks for your job, trawling through the bear market of Repeton's unmitigated disaster of an internet landscape. Probably rings as one of the easiest so far. Picking up the lingo in the underground sets tends to sling around is a natural consequence in your line of work. Expected, even. When you're constantly pulling stunts such as trailing bomb threats and putting a stop to unjust attacks in Murdermaniac torture chambers, it's kind of difficult not to. Those types love to use code names when they speak. A single word that shows what they're about. Hermit and noxious are two you can think of off the top of your intellect. They also don't like to speak in quirks and are very fond of their special codes. Shadow tends to broadly refer to all kinds of under-the-table services, including specific types of cryptocurrency. At any rate, Bitcoin gets your picture and takes the bait. He's suddenly much more excited about you as a client. Now that's direct service.
This job never gets old.
Agreed. Oh, there is absolutely a hidden place in the back. You know there is. You can't wait for him to say it. Please, say that you have to follow him and slink right off to the...
Hold that thought! Don't touch that dial! I will see it that your needs are met.
He casually flips his chair around from behind his gaudy little booth and just starts kicking his foot against the floor. It doesn't seem rhythmic, or like any kind of formal code you know, really. My needs are currently sitting at a very stagnant place. Just what exactly are you trying to accomplish here?
Why, giving you what you desire, of course!
His dance.
Oh, his dance is very good. You want to see the dark side of this industry, don't you?
A low, garbled hiss sound from below. Immediately, Bitcoin stops his incessant tapping and tosses his chair to the side, beckoning you forward with beady eyes and that pinpoint grin.
This is the way down to it. Holy shit, that's really good.
You realize he was speaking in very literal terms as he ducks down and disappears from view. To say that this was nowhere near what you had in mind would be a gross understatement. You suppose it makes sense that a rat has its tunnels.
Fucked up.
Also, you really need to stop with the rat comparisons. This guy doesn't even have a rat looses on file. You don't think you can help it on second thought. He just fits the bill way too well. You waste no time in tailing him. Apparently there's a sort of lock mechanism on this tile that springs open whenever a certain beat sequence is met. A relatively new security measure. This building was renovated recently, as you recall. It doesn't seem to be secret either. None of the couple hundred or so trolls in the lobby area pay you any mind as you inspect the opening. I can't believe Bitcon vented like in Among Us.
Whoa! Holy shit! He did. Bump, 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 bump.
God.
I can't.
Cecily goes, stop posting about Among Us. I'm tired of seeing it.
I was actually just about to make a joke like that, except I was going to say, stop posting about Vast Error. I'm tired of seeing it. All my friends on Discord send me it. All my friends on TikTok send me memes. I was in the server right, and all the channels were just Repeton.
God. Alright, I'm gonna take another sippy.
Among Us, get out of here, Dawn. No, you cannot stop us. Look, we're Among Us addicts, okay?
Your hunch is that this leads into one of the underground structures formerly occupied by the age-old brooding caverns and war colonies, long since repurposed. You need to see permits to be sure, though. Luckily, you don't need any kind of permit to be invited right into the that is the lion's den. You have a special interrogation to start. A narrow, dimly lit chrome staircase leads you downwards as you slink off and close the tile behind you. Claustrophobia claws at you as soon as the hatch closes. You're forced to hunch just to keep your horns from scraping at the ceiling. Your only guiding light are the murmur of surreptitious conversations and the dim bulbs lining the walls on the way down. A line starting at the very end of the stairs slowly comes into view. What in the world are so many people even doing this dinky, cramped corridor? They must have been waiting there for hours. This obnoxious chatter is way too loud for such a small space. You make your way to the end of the steps, finally catching sight of Bitcon. It seems that he cut his way to the front of the room as you were busy contemplating this hall's poor design choices. It also seems that he is quite the star with this crowd. He's shaking hands left and right, throwing around practiced smiles and making a lively conversation about stocks with multiple people. He's completely ignoring you.
Okay, I do want to say really quickly here. So my setup currently right now is that I have Snowbound Blood, and then behind it I have Streamlabs, and I can just see the stream. Well, okay, so Bicon doing his little dance here.
Yes.
I thought his finger was literally clipping outside the window because I can see the stream preview right next to it, and his finger was just like kind of in the perfect position to fucking clip out of the window, and I was like, oh god, why is this finger long? Why is this finger long?
Bitcon reaches out of your screen and grabs you.
Holy shit. I was going to say Bitcon PT moments, Silent Hill, but with Bitcon.
Oh my god.
This is what the stairs are making me think of. You're fucking going into his den.
God. Incredible. You shoulder past a cluster of trolls to the sound of indignant grunts and exclamations. He swells into a tirade about convincing some soul-sighted jack-off to shoot their overpriced luxury car into space by the time you reach him. You fix him with a glare. He simply grins at you. Bitcon adjusts his tie, which is to say, makes it look even more haphazardly tossed around his neck, and motions towards a discreet entrance you hadn't noticed until now. He doesn't wait for you to follow him before spinning on his heels and entering the room. The lion scooches to the side for you, but they seem much less enthused about your presence than they were with his. Probably out of jealousy for your VIP treatment, rugged looks, and charming personality.
Thanks.
That, or it's just the fact that outsiders tend to be looked down upon by any sort of close-knit community. Really, it's either or. You don't particularly care about the specifics when you're this far into the search for a lead. The bunker you're led into is much more your speed compared to the messy, frantic runabouts happening in the floor above or the crowd you left behind. A lukewarm and hazy atmosphere permeates the room, with every patron either paying you no mind at all or carefully watching your every move. You're better accustomed to this more miserable kind of company. It's an acquired taste, but you much prefer to dance on floors like this, among the anonymous, the shifting, and the spotlight dodgers. There's something to be said about your customer service that I can't quite put my finger on.
Now, let's not jump from blunt to hasty. I mingle. Every single person here has been my client at some point or another. I am very cool and popular.
He's right.
So true. So cool and popular, in fact, that I was able to snag a nice little private room just for the two of us. This way, we'll be able to comfortably discuss what exactly you want from my services. Impressed?
It's so very thoughtful of you to do exactly what your job requires. If I didn't know any better, I would even call you a gentleman.
Oh, no. I'm absolutely nothing of the sort. People familiar with the trade have a particular saying about the kind of man that I am.
You're pressed to urge everyone in your pan for more rat-based metaphors. I can't say I know exactly what that would be. I'm very new to this.
Is that so? Because as far as I can tell, you seem very old and very tired. So, why don't you follow along, cut the bullshit, and tell me all about what you actually think about me, Secily.
He once again moves too fast for you to come up with an answer, casually putting an arm around your shoulders and dragging you to a nearby dividend confessional. It's narrower than the stairwell, with a higher ceiling and two built-in slabs against its sides against the sidewalls for seats. You feel as though you have no room to breathe. Your own coat might as well be a noose tied around your neck. Bitcon, on the other hand, seems perfectly accustomed to it. In fact, he looks downright expectant. Well, if that's how he wants to play it, who are you to disappoint? You prepare to start your usual questioning routine, as you are well established to do by now.
Go ahead and state your business, Ms. Iopara. This thing is 100% soundproof, guaranteed.
How did you know it was me?
That's a really piss-poor question. You know that, right? Not the most formidable opener. What you should actually be asking is, how could I not know it was you? Your intuition must be as bad as your fake names.
From the outside looking in, you seem like nothing more than a dolt who's had one too many easy streaks. I thought you would buy it. And also, must you bring out that voice every single time you try to make a point? It's grating on television, it's grating through text, and it's grating coming out of your mouth right now.
What can I say? I'm a big fan of my voice. I like to project! But to further expand on your previous point, let's talk a bit more about one of my favorite subjects, me! Certainly, you're more than familiar with how this works, Secily. I have people just as you have people. Informants, assistants, the whole 1,000 expanses. I just so happen to have mine bundled into a single, convenient little intern package.
So, one person.
Honestly, I had no idea what you even wanted to do with me until this morning, when they traced the call back to your headquarters. You had to be on my tail on account of that old blood. Both ours and the one you're chasing after, of course. As mired as we are in deliberate misinformation and fake news, it's not too hard to read between the lines and find out what's really going on. I never bought into any of that warped ancestral mumbo-jumbo the media tries to feed us. But it seems as though you're in need of someone to implicate at this point. And who better than yours truly? You know, with the way your reputation precedes you, it's a wonder you're not as famous as me, Secily.
I've gotten that a lot recently. What I actually need is for this case to be solved, and I'm already sick of going to someone only to find they don't have any answers. I'm hardened, hungover, and hellbent, so forgive me if I sound a bit short at the moment. It seems like you've been waiting for me to make a move, even though I could never catch you before. If you want to speak with me so badly, you could have spared us both the trouble and done so by now. I would have been happy to either take you in or watch the blood drip from your chest. This song and dance number you put me through was completely unnecessary.
You're here now, though. And isn't that what matters? Besides, I do enjoy a healthy amount of showmanship. Some glitz, some glamour, some pizzazz. But if interrogation is what you want, Miss Ayobara, I'm an open market. Before we start it all up, however, you still have to riddle me this. What do people call me?
You find yourself resigned. For once, you're forced to bend to someone else's will, brought down to their level, quite literally. You made a mistake in underestimating an experienced hustler, a dealer with no limits, a con artist who knows exactly how the system falls into place, a kind you're no stranger to tangling with. A thief.
Bingo!
I love how, like, Secily is like, oh, how dare you put me through the song and dance number when Cecily's the one that made that call in the first place.
So true. So true.
God. Which one do you want to do first?
Really quickly. I would wonder how it would look as actual chess games. I'm sure, like...
I think some people may have recreated it. I think Nuclear has, recreated, like, some, like, the early, volume chess games, but I don't quite remember.
Fair enough. I mean, considering the fact that we have the transcripts immediately available to us, just inputting them probably wouldn't be all that hard.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Fair enough.
I know that, like, so, like, for, like, the early Soul and Blood rounds, a lot of the chess games that Cecily's dialogue is based off of are based off of, like, actual chess games, but, later on, Kohi managed to create a, like, function that allows Cecily's, the code to automatically, like, create, chess moves for her dialogue, which is incredibly useful, actually.
That's wild. Holy shit.
Yeah.
You know what? Kohi is a very impressive programmer, so I that's very fair.
Yeah. Alright, which one do you want to do first?
I mean, let's just assert ourselves.
Alright, assert implications. It seems like you have a deeper understanding of this case than you should. I don't think it would be a stretch to assume a swindler of your caliber may have had something to do with this theft.
You don't say. Fascinating theory, Regulator. Consider getting on the production company on the horn. If you need an agent, I once met quite the handsome gentleman in the mirror.
You consider deploying a nasty burn involving his looks, but he already barely takes you seriously without any half-baked, flimsy angels thrown in his ring. Give me one good reason not to make you kiss your assets goodbye.
I'll do you one better, as a matter of fact. Apply for one boon, get one free!
Honky bastard.
Here's one made to order. Prove I did it! In this sphere, we take facts in spades! Do you have any evidence in my involvement? I would think you've had plenty of time to practice since your last attempt. So I'm a thief. Big deal. There's a surplus of them all around us, and we're getting the overstock savings. No shortage at all. I just happen to be one you've had the most experience with thus far.
That one stings. For multiple reasons. He's right. Regrettably. You haven't been doing a spectacular job of proving your points, so you hold your tongue. Let him keep talking. Bait him into more conversation till something spills. You wait for his second point, and he better not be taking your silence as defeat. I will say, the angry cat Secily in the upper right corner is very fitting with how she is in this round.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so fucking fitting. Jesus Christ. As for my next number? You're in my arena! I personally tailored to my needs, wants, and desires! Consider the following. Two people have walked deep into this little neck of the blow-up foliage clump. Don't you think it would be a mite suspicious if one of them were to walk out? Or, perish the thought, escorting the other out in handcuffs?
Funny how he thinks he has any chance of being calmly escorted out in handcuffs, fully conscious.
There were quite a number of eyewitnesses recently, and us currency enthusiasts are very observant.
What makes you think I'd simply stop my investigation and leave if you did turn out to be involved?
Oh, yes, let me be a stationary target for you to catch at your leisure, now that we've got to know each other a little better. Same time and place tomorrow?
Sounds lovely. Every word you say makes me more enthusiastic about the prospect of dropping a blade into your chest. What leaves his mouth can only be described as a parody of general amusement. It might have been convincing if you weren't addicted, but to detecting minor behavioral quirks. If you're done stroking your ego...
Absolutely not, but carry on, regulator. Prove my guilt.
It's hard to admit that you're only here because of a gut feeling, but you know for a fact that he'll be able to deflect any woolly evidence you attempt to pull over his eyes. On the subject of eyes, you swear the longer you stare at his striped suit, the more your internal matrix treats it as some form of optical illusion. Ugh.
That's what I thought.
Need I remind you that I've been chasing you for some time, Bitcon? Don't think I can only take you in for charges relating to this case.
Oh, you couldn't keep me out of the picture if you tried.
Those are very bold words coming from someone whose continued existence you don't care for in the slightest. I'm dying to know what could possibly make you think that.
I hold a very special place in the hearts of many. I'm this close to having a valuable autograph. So if my blood were to stain in your hands on account of a mere gut instinct, if you were to kill a planet-wide hero simply because of his questionable involvement with a nebulous web of responsibilities, financial stability drops like these prices! Shadow loops crash like clumsy aliens, values skyrocket, and plummet simultaneously. A power vacuum opens wide, and every loop-grubbing, moolah-twindling entrepreneur with half a baked plan and no charisma to speak of tries to fill the void. The people's hearts are broken! The cyber markets go stagnant! Miners slave away without purpose!
He stands tall and proud throughout his spiel. Then, without warning, he rests a hand on his forehead and swoons hopelessly against your shoulder. The curly branch of his horn threatens to snag your coat.
Secily! Think of the economy!
I get it. You're very popular and the world has horrid taste in heroes. Now stop touching me before I turn you into a skewered rodent. Bitcon springs away from you like a drunken slinky, clearly lost in his own amusement. Unfortunately, he's made a point. You're only here because he's a fixture on your list of permanent suspects, even if you can't draw an immediate connection between him and this case at the moment. You'll need to bait him to spewing something a bit more illegal. Catch him in a rat trap. Thank you. You'll be here for as little time as possible because his overbearing cologne is threatening to nullify your sense of smell.
Ugh.
Oh god.
Okay,
I love him.
I love him too. I do want to say, Drikov in chat said, God, he really did say to think about the economy, and then I responded with, we live in an economy.
Yeah. We sure fucking do.
We sure fucking do, huh? Alright. Question is use of shadow currency.
For the purposes of preserving the illusion of choice without interfering with this non-linear sequence of events, let's say you're in an ambiguous amount of time into this. You're such an amount of time into this that his grating voice is making you regret ever picking up that disgusting mixture from Siraj. Your headache is beyond dissatisfied with today. You just want to get him talking. But how? I take it you'd refrain from giving me an actual answer if I condescendingly asked why you're so passionate about analog Tinder in the first place.
I'd feign hurt feelings, yes, and then I'd keep my lips sealed. But do you know what I take very kindly to? Praise it so sweet, borders on sickening!
Oh, for crying out loud. I have no interest at all in trying to appeal to you.
Oh, and here I was, ready to be buttered up and all. I might have even let something slip in my euphoria-induced celebration.
He's fishing for compliments. You cannot believe this man is fishing for compliments. You've gathered that he is ridiculously vain at this point, but this is just... Here goes. Well, if there's really nobody better to ask than the rising star of the business world, I guess. An individual who's just so much more knowledgeable than me in all matters economic. So please, Mr. Crypto, answer me this. Why do you have such a fascination with this chaotic cryptocurrency catastrophe?
It's hard not to be a fan of your alliteration. I'll tell you everything. It all started with a reduplicated marvel, growing from the roles of a humble virtual handshaking con man, to the popular television extraordinaire on the screens everywhere, and to the unstoppable professional right in front of you. You know the name like you know your own mind.
I get the feeling I just wasted several undeserved compliments.
But wait! There's more!
Your ears are in fucking turmoil right now. Do us both a favor and make it snappy then. Perhaps use an inside voice if you're feeling benevolent.
I don't need to share my life story with you. You know, I have an autobiography on sale. Pre-order now before they fly off the shelves! I would give that Terran fellow a run for my money, mark my words.
We're done talking about shadow currency then. Are you happy with plugging yourself and moving on?
Of course not.
He exudes the aura of one of those ridiculous and greasy monorail supervisors, which applies even as he's taking a seat. He'd probably kick up his feet if he could. You know this because he's taking advantage of you declining to recline by his own seat as his footrest.
Tell me, Seasonally, do you ever wish things would just stay the same? Boring, stagnant, forever trapped in mundanity and tenacity?
This feels like a trick question, and I'll refrain from answering.
Oh, please. Who could possibly feel alive if every day was the exact same? It would be torture. The worst possible outcome. Don't let that happen to you.
There's a lull in his little speech. That is starting to get away from you, but you can't help being a bit curious when this man, of all people, seems to be getting to a bout of intense contemplated navel-gazing. He's been thinking for too long, though. You let out a non-committal hum of interest to kick him into gear again.
There's something thrilling about always being kept on your toes, isn't there? Nothing quite like an adrenaline rush to remind you that you're making the most of life.
The adrenaline of walking the tightrope of a terribly unstable system which threatens to implode on itself at any moment. As much as you're pouring your soul into making that sarcastic question, you'd be a hypocrite if you said you weren't one for constant brushes with death. You do not further examine the thought that the two of you might have something in common.
Yeah, so true, right? And winning, of course! Glorious, triumphant victory! You'd be a fool not to love winning.
Yes, I've dabbled in the concept. How does this tie into shadow currency?
Because with shadow currency, I know how to win. For example, Wraith Coin is up! Wrath Coin. But with my keen knowledge of the system, I would advise you either to find a middle ground coin to assure that you don't crash and burn while trying to buy big, or just go for the cheapest option available. Might I suggest to you, Lust Coin? It's been lying dormant, but that just means it's well overdue for a big comeback! For a comeback in a big way! I'm sure you'll see. Or, actually, no, you probably won't. It's not for you. Forget I said anything.
You briefly consider feeling insulted, but you decide against it in the end. You simply slump further down in your seat. You really do not care about these obscure internet shenanigans all that much. You're positive you're just going to get more of a chasm full of it down the line anyway. You're done with this topic. Next.
Okay, before we continue, we've gotten an additional piece from Soul.
Oh my god. Thank you, Soul.
Oh, Soul, you are a blessing and I love you. Holy shit, this is very good. This also gets to go up on stream. I shouldn't say that. Any stream art that we get gets to go up on the stream because I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah.
Wait, nope. I gotta put it over his face. Take a screenshot of that image.
Oh my god. Hell. That is terrifying. That is horrifying.
It is honestly scary as shit. This is a fusion I never wanted to see. God. Oh my god, Soul, thank you so much again. Holy fuck.
Jesus.
Me too. Me fucking too. Cat does stay in the TV though. The cat will stay there until the end of the route.
Okay.
Alright, but
potential bribe. I'm gonna take a sip.
take your sippy.
Hydration. It doesn't take a criminally overdeveloped think pan to come to the conclusion that Bitcoin seems to like money. Hell, he'd probably change his name to money if he could. He may be sitting at the top of this slice of the underworld, but everybody bleeds. And whenever a wound threatens to leak loops, you suspect he smells it from a long distance, just like the rest of the ankle biters. I'm sure you're familiar with the pricelessness of the stolen goods I'm trying to track down. There must be a market of customers willing to pay a pretty ring for that kind of inventory. Collectors, megalomaniacal scientists, perhaps even cultists. I don't suppose you'd be in the know about the priceless amount of dough it would take to get your hands dirty with ancient artifacts. He looks more and more engaged every time you slide an additional synonym for coinage across the metaphorical table.
Oh, I have no doubts at all regarding the value of a little glass bottle filled with limey life juice. It's funny how such a small item can have such a large impact,
In truth, it can only be considered small if you refuse to look at the big picture.
Chaos everywhere! Confide in your expert for a trustworthy evaluation today!
And what would your evaluation be? In an expected turn of events, Bitcon insists on making a show for things, a theme that many professions of your kind tend to run with. He poignantly clears his throat, like he's about to announce the winner of a brand new vehicle. You don't bother getting your hopes up about that one though.
Such a rare and mystical relic of the past! It might be doubted at first, especially by a sensible individual like myself. But what if people got a whiff of Smortbrit's involvement? You would be the richest troll on the planet! 50,000 contenders, one champion to rule them all! I am, of course, speaking to the hypotheticals only of someone who has had no previous interaction with the item in question. And also, as someone who could sell a single shoelace for $1 grand on a bad day.
Excellent. You've established a potential motive. A motive besides would swindle a preschooled grub out of a cracker for fun, that is. Interesting. Because I think there's a very real possibility you could have paid a much smaller fee for the collection of an item marketed as significantly less important. Taking advantage of the thick cloud of mystery and obscurity surrounding something all but non-existent in the eyes of the public. He says it before you can.
Seems like a classic Bitcon move, doesn't it?
It's sickening how he wears that accusation with pride.
Not sorry to disappoint, but that's a little too ambitious. There's no way I'd be able to hide the value of such a hard seller.
How so?
Corporate certified stamp of approval! A genuine article of history! It was transported in a heavily fortified truck right in the middle of a conspicuously bland tundra turf. No grunt worth his minnow would break in and out of there without realizing its importance. Try again.
Seems like you're incapable of flexing your finest accusatory muscles right now. You just can't ever win the draw for a clueless moron when you need it, can you? I wouldn't put it past a few lower-rung members of corporate to be swayed by a potential bribe. Low in contrast to people like Sestro, of course, but still high enough to know about something that's caused this much of a dreadful stir. Never in a million sweeps would you believe that corporate slogan truly applies to every last individual listed in its records. There's obviously a weak link somewhere if information was leaked.
There is, without question, some schmuck up in the big top who's not doing the job properly. Not a terribly difficult conclusion to come to. But if I knew who they were, I would have been able to take so much more, so much earlier on. Hypothetically speaking, of course.
He's quick to tack that last part on, so as not to implicate himself too strongly. The end result is equivalent to trying to make a dumpster more palatable by throwing a single bottle of perfume inside. Do tell me if you happen to find out who the blabbermouth is.
Likewise.
Really? That's it? The scowl plastered across your face intensifies by several degrees. Again, there is silence, and again, there is Bitcon, staring you with unbridled eagerness.
When you come to the end, you will see two things. The light and Bitcon.
And Bitcon.
Bitcon is waiting for you at the pearly gates.
My god. Alas, both your time and mental capacity have been exhausted. Another telltale grin. That same goddamn smile every single time sends out a clear message. You've lost.
Nothing else? No comments? No quips? Japes, jests, chaps? Otherwise irrelevant quarrels? Good.
His hand wraps against the side of the box you both spent the last third of the route in, and the door automatically raises open. You sit there, continuing to say nothing. A numbness spreads through your body. Bitcon seems confused for a brief moment, but shrugs it off easily enough. You imagine disregarding the emotions of others is business as usual for him. You wish you could claim that he fallen into your trap, that you plotted for him to lower his guard around you, which is never something one should do if one enjoys the continuous state of being alive. As it stands, you're just a very good improviser. You see it turned back, and in a split-second decision, launch yourself out of the confessional like a bat out of hell. Your fencing hand is quick on the draw. In one swift motion, Bitcon has a very sharp edge pressing against his neck. I don't care for your pathetic excuses anymore. I want an airtight, legitimate alibi right now. Unless you want to become intimately acquainted with the smell of fresh cerulean blood mixing with that foul cologne of yours. Unsurprisingly, this catches the attention of all the other patrons around you. Slightly more surprisingly, every last one of them draws their weapons from their respective specabi and aim a concerning variety of lethal tools of the trade your way. Downright shocking is how Bitcon has so much as tense his shoulders. Proserpina extracts a solitary, thin, blue droplet from his throat, and yet he stares at you, unfazed. He doesn't simply believe it, he knows he has the support of every last person in here. Your ears pick up on the ragged breathing of someone who sounds very loyal and very trigger-happy. See, Sestro, your hearing is completely untouched, don't worry about it. You try your best to hold on to your professional composure, but Bitcon's smiling like he just saw you through a temper tantrum.
Well. Looks like you really are down on your luck. Remarkable.
You don't take kindly to him talking down to you, like you're even more of an amusing science experiment than your species already is. When you press your blade harder against his skin, you hear several guns cock.
Now, everyone, calm down. Yes, that means you two, Greedy. Dapis, take care of them, would you?
All he has to do is wave a hand dismissively, and the entire mob grows complacent. You are forced to concede this round and line up just a little, only a bit. Again.
Let me just breathe for a second, and then come with me. We'll get you your orderly documents. It won't take long. I know how much you value your time.
You have no idea what he's talking about. More code, probably. But as much as you're trying to justify it, you can't bring yourself to turn him down. Not when he's thoroughly embarrassed you like this. You sheath your rapier as he motions for you to resume your role as his tail. Don't say rat tail. Do not say tail.
Jesus. Oh my god.
He's quick to guide you past the crowd and around the corner of the room. Oh, he's leading to a supply closet now. Great. All the space of a confessional with the added smell of janitorial duties.
Oh my god, good. I'm glad that we have an actual background for this.
Yeah. The door clicks shut and his voice hushes significantly. You're starting to like this closet a little more.
Alright, you want an alibi? Fine, I'll give you an alibi. It's not like I'm actually guilty. I have hobbies, passions, things I do outside of causing a ruckus downtown.
You suppose it's his turn for a dramatic pause. You patiently wait for him to continue.
You see, on the night of the incident, I was with the boys.
The boys!
Oh my god.
You don't know why he's looking at you like you're supposed to know who the boys are. He cannot possibly be serious about resting his case on that sentence alone. The boys.
Ah, you must be wondering about a killer team name.
Not really.
I came up with it while I was waiting for them on a bout of steamed hams. I knew that we had an excellent name for the sake of regaling our tale to outsiders. You see, but it was for a dim conundrum at the time. As soon as I saw them approach, though, I stood up and said, "What's up, boys! And then
everyone clapped.
Oh, big con style. And cryptocurrency. Oh, Bitcoin style. And then the entire restaurant cheered. Everybody went absolutely insane. It was like the liberation of a press group somewhere. I'm pretty sure I got a medal, if I recall correctly. It's been a while.
You fall into stunned silence. It seems you have finally succeeded in feeling insulted. You expect me to take you at your word just like that? You genuinely expect me to let you off the chain because you got some fucking slop with a few friends? This is bullshit!
Yes. But it's good bullshit!
Your incredible tale doesn't even remotely give you an alibi. You could have still dipped your toes into the deep end of an organized burglary earlier. How could I possibly be expected to trust you?
Don't just take my word for it! Here's a message from our trusted sponsor!
His trusted sponsor is apparently a slip of paper advertising one Endari Veneer's whimsy and horoscopes.
I know you can't take me at my word. More the better for if she does me on that front. That's why I'm passing you along to one of the boys. And Dari can vouch for me. We're very close. And also, this is for good luck.
What he hands you next is a small photograph of himself. It's signed on the back. In it, he has the exact same expression he's giving you right now in the flesh. It also perfectly matches the expression when he's on television or any marketing you've ever seen him in, now that you think about it.
God.
It's like all those pictures of Spider-Man in the office.
Yes!
And why exactly am I taking this?
If not for good luck, I consider it an invitation to find me again. If I'm wrong, I'm sure you'll come back and finish the job easily. Results guaranteed!
Ugh. Fine. There's nothing appealing about the concept of shaking this man's hand. Leveling the playing field between you two makes you sick to your stomach, but you have no choice other than to trust him for now. The fact that he's willing to put himself on the line proves that he's at least trying to earn your trust as well. I'll be seeing you very soon if you are wrong. Tell your people to keep an eye out.
Pleasure doing business with you, Secily. I'm deeply sorry that this didn't go as you planned. But we have a saying in the business when that happens.
It's just business.
No! Better not next time, chump!
I love him so much.
Holy shit. Okay, he's gonna go S tier. He's better than Murit. He's better than Murit.
Oh my god, that's saying something.
He's better than fucking Murit. Oh my god. Oh my.
It's so good.
It's
so good.
He's so good. Holy shit.
It's a decently lengthy trip out of the currency dome, which you use as a chance to think. You always ruminate when you have to walk, and right now, you're thinking, fuck today. You're starting to feel less hungover, but even more like an absolute buffoon. You completely failed to dupe an exasperating customer, and it gave you nothing useful to boot. Just like the last time, as you feared, you have nothing to show for any of this other than the faint wisp of a lead that ended in a closed-off alley to the sound of a laughing audience pointing directly at a catastrophic failure. Going with your intuition alone was a mistake. Sometimes the gut feeling really is just a feeling. You shouldn't have taken it upon yourself to simply assume you were right. You got hasty, you got impatient, bordering on incompetent, and that's not you. You make a promise to yourself. You need to be better. You will be better. You're getting results, starting tomorrow, even if it's just confirming or denying the involvement of a rat once and for all. No more screw-ups. No more dead ends. Also, I love this end card. It is so...
Remind
It's so much.
remind me after the stream to fucking go in the wiki and fucking save this as my fucking iPad background.
Your iPad background? Oh my god, okay.
It's very good. Okay, so now that we're finished with part 1 of volume 3, I do want to say, first of all, there's how many boys are there?
There's 4 of them.
There's 4 boys. Okay.
One would be Bitcon and the other being Dari.
Got it. Okay.
Who's in the next volume.
Gotcha. 4, yes. Okay, 2. It's so sad the Salt and Pepper Diner is fucking it's closed. And
oh no.
Yeah, no, the Salt and Pepper Diner has been closed for a long time, but the building is still up and the sign is still up. You would think it's still like living because I've gone past it. You know, it's just in downtown. It's in downtown Chicago. So you can just ride the train and go past it and you would think, "Oh shit, wow, it's still there." I did, and then I had to find out it was closed.
Yeah, god.
Also, he is not the Ben Shapiro troll. The fact that you've just said that is evil. You don't know him like...
He is not that.
You don't know him like I know him.
You literally missed, like, all of that route, and you're like, oh yes, obviously this is Ben Shapiro troll.
Jesus Christ.
Fucked up.
Fucked up, actually.
I'm a Bitcon understander.
I will become a scholar after the stream.
Yes, thank God.
I was actually tempted to make a Charlie, one of I believe Charlie actually has worked on VE. Charlie runs the ByteCon in places where he should not be account, and I was very tempted to make a post, quote unquote, from the account, which was ByteCon should not be an Austin ValantWynn stream.
Oh my god.
I still might after the stream.
I don't know if it's... I mean, I don't know what their name is, but they're Adolasters on Twitter.
Got it, okay. Alright. Are we ready to get husky?
Yes, you'll be reading the narration.
Yes, I will be.
While I'll voice Husk.
Absolutely.
I think especially with last stream, you'll like this. Because of like discussion with corn mazes.
Oh god, right. Oh shit, I forgot I was talking about corn mazes last stream. Look.
Yeah.
Look, most things I fucking forget I talk about after the stream happens, you know? It's kind of just like a fucking brain wipe, you know, it's a brain drain.
Yeah. You wipe out in Pokemon battles.
I do! I fucking do! I just white out, and then suddenly I'm playing Binding Isaac to wind down for the night.
Oh my god. Yeah, Husk, who is created... Actually, I'll just say who created these characters. Bitcom was made by Zero, aka Screwco on Twitter.
Yes.
And Husk was made by Diz.
Yes, I feel very bad. I've definitely mixed them up. No, Psycho... How do you pronounce it? ByteCon's creator's username.
Zero.
Zero. Zero's the one who runs it. That's my bad. Zero runs
No, it's not Zero that runs the account either. It's someone else.
Are you sure? Because I thought
yes.
I went to look it up before the stream. I went to look up the account.
It says, putting Bitcon Crypto everywhere he shouldn't be. Bitcon was created by Sprugo, and the main characters are Star of Asterisk, Syndication, VE, run by Adolasters.
Got it. That's my bad.
You're good.
That's my B. Anyways, that's why you need a ValantWynn lore keeper on your stream. No, not for, like, individual conversations. And to be fair, I am my own lore keeper. I literally have a document for my lore.
Yeah, true.
But I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it, Dracov. All right, let's get into it. Don't trust anyone. That's what Hamifi told you. You've heard nothing new from her or Sestro, and nothing new from the mysterious voice in your ear either. But you've still got that ominous tip, and Hendrix is crazy if she thinks she's just gonna ignore it.
Idolic acres plus 2.111. 2 days. Listen close.
Dracoff, that's very fair, because I don't go I rarely go back and watch my own VODs. So fair. Your 2 days are up, and the time is fast approaching. You decide to pay the Idolotic Acres a visit. You had an archivist back in the office, terrified of you. Always useful in an asset. Put together a file on the place. There wasn't much on hand at the regulatory wow, I can't say that.
It's okay. Regulatory,
thank you. At the regulatory, as it happened, mostly secondhand, internal accounts. Nothing wrong though, only rumors. Farm that provides corn for various uses. High quality product. Proprietors reclusive. Weekly pickups take boxes and leave loops. Travelers have reported chanting at night. The voices of children. Oh, we're okay. We're just doing Children of the Corn. Okay.
Yep.
Damn, we should have done this stream like a month later. Fuck. Spooky. Things are only spooky when there's something to hide. Want to cover up a smuggling operation? Start wearing robes and sing ominously at dusk. And trolls who are more superstitious will give you a wide berth. It's hard to blame them, really. Cults have been getting unusual as of late. There is nowhere a chief regulator fears to tread, however. You repeat this to yourself as you squelch your boots into a sticky puddle by accident while crossing the street to your motorbike. Fearlessly. The walls of the stronghold, pristine white on the inside, colorfully graffitied on the out, give way to the authorized exurbs. The exurbs give way to the sprawling shanties. Finally, the slums give out too, and not a single beggar at burnout is to be seen on the lonely road. You head south from the urban sprawl and head out into a boundless expanse of farmland. Ooh, pretty!
Yeah.
It takes an endless amount of crops to satisfy public demand for processed food, and even more endless hectares on which to grow them. Most of the newer fields have no buildings or troll presence at all, and are worked only by the prototype CO branded drones, all shiny white and plastic, perfectly parabolical curves. The rollout has been rather slow and arduous affair, despite Hamifi's relentless insistence on efficiency. Sestro has been reluctant as ever, and not without good reason. Further automations putting already impoverished laborers out of work altogether could turn very nasty very, very efficiently indeed. That's how it is between them. One ruthless, one guilty, one scathing, one mournful. An Ouroboros of angst and paranoia. Acting, then regretting. Breaking, then rebuilding. Sowing, then reaping, you think, as a lonely red barn peeks from between the cornfields and rolling hills you've navigated for the past few hours. It's pretty well hidden, all the way out here. You know you would have missed it if you didn't know where it was. You stop the bike at a bend in the road and scope out the place for a bit with your overhead. The blurry forms of the small figures scramble onto the horizon, as though they're being marshaled into the barn one by one. Looks like they've spied you first. Oh well, so much for the element of surprise. You check that your pistol is loaded and adjust both of your swords, scabbards against your hips. The tall fields of corn can still cover your approach. As you draw,
It's one of my favorite backgrounds.
oh, it's very pretty. Also, I don't know how you draw all of those corn stalks. I fear that.
I think I think it was Charlie, aka Blue Boy,
Mm,
that lined this, and then Xan did the coloring, if I recall correctly.
God damn. God damn. Also, the sky is so fucking pretty. I love the watercolor effect that it has. That's really fucking
Yeah,
good.
Rebiton, like I know Rebiton is a dying planet with like a absurdly polluted ocean and everything's fucked up, but also it is such a pretty place.
Truly it is. Truly it is. As you draw near to the barn, something catches your eye at the corner. Just briefly. You turn to see what it could be, but there's no sign of anything around. There's just hectare upon vaguely creepy hectare of corn waving idly in front of you. The wind rushes through a rasping, whistling sound. It was probably nothing. You pull your gaze from between the corn stalks and continue on towards the entrance to the barn. As you quickly close the remaining distance, you see the door open. Your sword hand instinctively moves to hang just shy of Prospina's hilt. It's a reflex, one that you've honed with many sweeps of intense anticipatory anticipatory gestures. Countless hours of practice. You don't mind saying it. That sword hand hover is your pride and joy. Whoever or whatever comes out the doorway, you're more than ready for it. A small child stands before you. Pickaxe in hand, they bar the entryway with both arms stretched as far as they can go, which is admittedly not very far. They can't be older than about 5 or 6 sweeps at most. Suffice it to say, you were not ready for this. Hello. You don't know how to talk to kids. The young troll just stares at you. Do not be alarmed, child. I am here to see the proprietor of this establishment. Is there perhaps an adult on the premise I could speak with? Yikes. You really don't know how to talk to kids, apparently. Now they're positively glaring at you like you've asked an unspeakably stupid question. You move her hand back away from the sword, realizing it might not be helping matters. May have just jumped the gun on that one. Speaking of guns, the one in your holster begins to feel very heavy all of a sudden. You can't help but remember another day like this a lifetime ago. Recall your first assignment. Oh shit!
Yeah, young Cecily.
Damn, bitch. You had just been relocated to Stronghold 21. 2 sweeps of training in an external regulatory facility saw you emerge top of your class, and now, inside the walls, you were at the bottom again. But you didn't mind. You lived for it. It is a sick outfit.
Yeah.
It's very sick. At that point, you had a great deal more superiors than you do now, and none of them were as good as Sestro or Hamifi. Your first assignment was one that had been puzzling them for a while, which didn't say much. The long stream of petty thefts had been going on the inside of the walls for about a sweep. Nothing of substantial monetary value was being taken, though. What went missing was bread. It was like clockwork. Every wince, another bakery got burgled, and nobody knew how it happened. The perps were perfect, leaving no trace behind. You say perps because at the time, the regulatory was convinced that there was a skilled team of bandits responsible. No way something so airtight was the work of one troll, according to the higher-ups. But like you said, they weren't the brightest bunch. It didn't take you long to work out the truth. There's no clock that ticks quite so unceasingly as hunger. There wasn't the work of a coordinated team, just someone who desperately needed to eat. You saw the pieces moving in a pattern, and made your own move accordingly. It wasn't hard to predict where they'd go next. All you had to do was wait. They were small, fast, and alone. A single pawn racing desperately for cover. And maybe if you'd been anyone else, they would have managed it. As it was, the pursuit was over before it started. You'd taken precautions. Your trap was sprung, and you had the culprit right where you wanted. You drew your sword, but then the light of the moons caught her face for the first time. She was just a child, thin, weather-beaten, and starving. The 12 sweeps since you had first handled your blade, you had never hurt a child. Instead, you made her a promise. She would never go hungry again. You struck your deal, and then headed back to the regulatory. There was always more paperwork to be done, even back in those days. Aww. You sit down in your brand new office chair, crack open a case file, and turn on the radio. You fiddle with the tuning knob for a few minutes, trying and failing to find a station. Wait. This isn't right. I don't listen to the radio. I don't remember doing that at all. And yet the memory is still going. The static coming through the speakers is getting louder and louder. You can't stop the memory from happening, though your shouldn't isn't even a memory anymore. It feels too alive. What the hell is happening? You don't know what the hell is happening. The dark black of your back of your eyelids look menacing to you now, like it's about to reach forward and swallow you whole. You can't escape it, and you can't do anything. The static builds to a deafening roar. There's only one thing you can think to do. You open your eyes. You are now standing a little ways from the barn, turned around to face the corn while still rippling and cracking in the wind. You don't remember moving. That thought terrifies you a little bit. For some reason, you can't help but peer deeper into the fields, your eyes getting lost in the hundreds of little gaps and voids between the stalks. When you opened your eyes, the static from the spooky radio blended seamlessly into the gentle, ebbing sound of the leaves, enchanted by the breeze. The noise beckons you forward, wordlessly. Come closer. You feel yourself shift as if to take a step.
Stop!
The sound of a voice snaps you out of whatever unsettling reverie you were in the process of slipping into. You look down to see the kid from before, blocking your entry into the cornfield.
You mustn't go in there. You can hear it, can't you? The voice in the field that calls without words, that whispers in the spaces between.
You look back up to the field sprawling out in front of you. You find yourself lost. You find yourself at a loss for words, which is really quite something for someone of your robustity. Usually, when something bugs you, you'll regurgitate half of the source at your slightest provocation. But now you don't know what to say at all. You look to and fro, between the empty eyes of the child in your way and the darkness threaded through the stalks, tugging at the corners of your eyes.
You can hear it. I can see it in your eyes.
They're looking up at you intensely, examining your face with a gaze that is no less impactful for seeming to have no substance at all.
I haven't met an adult who could hear it before.
After considering things for a few moments more, they hold out one hand, businesslike, offering to shake. You take their hand, and some very enthusiastic shakes ensue. Their words puncture the motion, placid, yet pointed.
My name is Husk. Husk Maisie. Welcome to the cornfields. Although, again, that's not a welcome for you to go into the field itself. It's actually very important that you don't do that for your own safety. The cornfields is just what we call this place, on account of all the corn and stuff.
They gesture back over to the barn with a thumb.
We should head inside. It's dangerous to stay here for someone like you, and everyone else is waiting. I need to let them know that everything is alright. You asked before if there was a grown-up in charge here. Well, I suppose that would be me.
The two of you are still in the middle of this handshake, arms moving in big sweeps up and down. The small fingers are barely managing to wrap around the very ends of your own. It's kind of adorable. It's nice to meet you, Hus. My name is Secily Iopara, as I believe I've said before. I'm here on, business. The wild swinging pendulum of your joined arms is making you a little queasy again, so you extricate yourself from Husk's grip as politely as possible. You cough to clear your head as much as your throat. I was summoned here by someone. It wasn't you, was it?
No, I'm not in the habit of summoning people.
Help? They put a strange emphasis on the word people in that sentence.
Something else has brought you here. Maybe it's the voice in the field, or a different voice altogether.
You're gonna go with a different voice altogether. Something tells you that your unknown caller is an inscrutable entity capable of just maybe warping reality itself. He just sounds like he's a bit of a douchebag. Well, let's not get carried away here. Husk didn't say anything about reality bending or nothing. Perhaps you're reading too much into things here. Yeah, that's almost certainly what's going on here. This place is messing with your head. It's not as if you're getting creeped out or about what's going on here or anything. There's nowhere a chief regulator. There is nowhere that a chief regulator fears to tread. Right?
You seem a little scared for an adult.
Well, that is to say, there is, there is nowhere that, our chief regulator fears to tread. Absolutely unbelievable. Unwavering in the face of death, painfully easily, maintaining a stoic facade while staring down the horde of cutthroat vagrants, pants-shittingly simple. But show a brave face in front of a spooky child who might be in communion with an extreme cosmic entity hiding in a cornfield in the middle of nowhere. That's apparently your limit. The shame is unbearable.
I don't think that's a lie, even though you might be scared here. If there is nowhere that you fear to tread, then perhaps you fear treading nowhere. And if there's a place that could be called nowhere, then I think that this might be it. The people in the city, they sometimes come here and they see nothing. Because, let's be real, there's basically nothing here. But at the same time, they don't see the nothing. They don't look at it. they don't hear it. And so this place, which is not a place, means nothing to them. But I see something in between the stalks. I feel something that pulls in each strand of corn silk. In each kernel, there is a smaller part of a whole bigger than me, bigger than all of us. And that hole is also a hole, an empty space that lies between, that allows things to grow. And as for the humble corn cob, we can share its bounty, we can drink of its syrup and eat its flesh, and find our troubles but a husk in the wind.
Their face assumes a plaintive, almost mournful expression. You think? They're having a bit of a hard time breeding this kid, if you're being honest. Where did that even soliloquy even come from, anyways? When I first saw Husk, I didn't know what was going on in the cornfield until I read the most recent Vast Arrow update. Okay, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I have my own thoughts about what's going on, but fear. The way their voice lilts up and down, sometimes dying away and sometimes rushing forwards, reminds you a lot of Zestra in a way. It's the voice of someone who's used to speaking into a crowd, or maybe a congregation. Something about their words reacts to you, a particularly peaceful panacea. You feel some of the anxiousness, though you would never call it that, slip away into the dirt. It's going to be alright. You can always count on Secily Ayapara to keep her head when those around her are losing theirs, especially when she's usually responsible for removing them in the first place. More importantly, you can count on Secily Ayapara because she's you. Yes, you are Secily Ayapara. Momentary lapses of recollective perfection be damned, you are still the same person as ever. Whatever happened to you a little while ago, it is most definitely, absolutely, categorically nothing to worry about. Husky patiently waits out this brief moment of personal affirmation, standing halfway through the now completely open barn doors with bemused expression on their face. They shake their head, tutting to themselves for a moment as if to say, adults.
Adults.
They show you inside. Oh, it's the barn.
The barn kids!
Oh, the barn kids. Oh, I love this. Inside the barn, things are pretty homely. You wouldn't say domestic, per se, since it looked after by a gang of youngsters, but obviously a pretty well-loved place. It's home to them. Oh shit, that is Arcjack's symbol, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Oh, you know.
Wait, hello? What? Wait, what? Okay, we're about to just get into some shit, huh?
Yeah.
There are about 20 kids nervously huddled upstairs, peeking from above to watch you as you enter with Husk. They call up to them. It's alright, everyone. Oh. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just typing something in chat.
No, you're okay. Oh!
It's on. Yeah, James Roach made both Husk's theme, which is playing right now, and BitCon's theme.
Massive pog.
Yeah. It's alright, everyone. There's no danger. This very tall lady has heard the call of the field. She'll be visiting for a little while, until she is called away.
Right, you did never get around to explaining why exactly you're here. you don't suppose it matters all that much. It might take too much time to get into this, especially with kids. You give a kind of shy little wave to some of the braver ones who are showing their faces. One or two of the girls wait back, but a nervous-looking kid ducks back out of sight, quick as a flash. That makes you feel a bit peculiar. Sad, even. You like to think you cut an imposing shadow. It was actually part of what got you this job. Your silhouette was pitted against those of several other intimidating interviewees and came out the clear winner. You'd hate to think that you scare people unnecessarily, though, especially children. But it's not their fault. So, rather than navel-gazing any further, you take the chance to have a little look around the inside of this barn. There's a huge amount of supplies and provisions in here, and in the distance, is an armory you spy over there? Damn. You mean darn. Excuse your language. But most of all, you see eyes. Lots of eyes in varying shades, sizes, and shades of color. The one thing that they all have in common is a single pupil, uncannily oblong. It's a symbol of one of Repeton's principal deities. She goes by many names. The All-Mother, the Fountainhead, that spooky goat thing, but most just know her as Caparia. The eyes have been hung above the doorways and windows, as well as strung between the rafters. One of the kids even has it embroidered on a shirt. It's like she's watching over this fragile haven that they've dug out for themselves here. Maybe we can live by her example and keep an eye out on these youngsters, while you wait for whatever nonsense your prank caller has in store. Oh. Huh. Wasn't expecting this thing to show up here? Whatever, it probably just means that there's some vague tangential clue buried somewhere around the spawn that's relevant to your mission. Maybe you should try talking to Husky some more. You load
Hello. Hi, hello.
Hello? Hi. You're loath to poke your nose but it doesn't belong. But then again, where doesn't it belong? That is a rhetorical question, thank goodness. I figured I'd put it out there since it was always pointing too early in VE, but it's quite spelled out. The spooky goat thing, while the not father is a spooky ram thing. Emphasis on thing. Fear. Big fear. Big fear. What is Ghost the Stash?
Alright.
You eye the large stash of supplies stacked up against one wall. There's all sorts of stuff here. Food, mostly. But also...
Beverages.
Wait. Uh-oh.
Oh. What happened?
I went too far. You eye a large stash of supplies stacked up against one wall. There's all sorts of stuff here. Food, mostly. But also beverages, bolts of multicolored cloth, and some first aid provisions, too. Pretty much everything you could need to run a self-sustaining operation outside the stronghold. You have a very substantial larder over there. How do you keep it stocked? It's not like you have anywhere out here that sells anything, unless there's a supermarket hiding out in this cornfield as well. There's a lot of this stronghold stuff too, and there's no way any of you are walking all that way. Please tell me none of you are all walking that way. Huss cocks their head slightly.
None of us are walking all that right. That's right. It would be odd for a group of people who have turned away from corporate to come crawling back to them. We do what we can for others, and receive our dues in turn. We give only corn, and the corn gives to us.
Well, there's no denying it. That sounds like some straight up mystical bullshit if you've ever heard it. The corn gives to us? Do they mean that they just find these things out here in the fields or something?
Oh, no. I mean, we trade for this stuff. What kind of cult do you take us for? Every week, when the trucks come, we strike a deal. They bring money, but that is mostly just to hide the truth. Not everything needs to play out in terms of loops and bans. It may surprise you to know that there are some who simply give and receive in material things.
Wait. Could this kid be saying what you think they're saying? Is it even good without having some sort of corporate intermediary currency to facilitate the transfer of value? What kind of occult mysticism are you dealing with here?
It's called trading, Cecily.
So true. This is really what you're getting pent up about right now? The precise economic structure of these corn kids? You got a real loop-sized lump stuff in your craw. Your mind is reeling. But hang on, let's not blow our lids over the concept of bartering here. You remember suddenly that this is what it's called. Bartering. Having a little word for it calms your financiering mind frenzy a little. You cast your mind back through the sweeps to your re-education in the regulatory. They pay in cornflakes, not Fruit Loops. So true.
God.
The history of Repetant is hazy the most, and for good reason. Not all of it is public knowledge. One of the perks of being higher up is knowing things that the average troll does not. That is also one of the main drawbacks. Anyways, one of the big think pan boggling reveals buried in all that junk was the fact that the corporate system of loops, bans, and rings was actually a fairly recent invention. Before it came into enforcement, especially pre-Renaissance, a lot of trolls just swapped things rather than appealing to proxy. The simplicity of it is overwhelming. Even calling it rends the blow of the pan all over again. All these sweeps later. This shit is why. This is why you hate the game of the economy. Huss seems to take your involuntary grimace as a judgment on their illicit behavior. Not participating in corporate financial institutions is heavily frowned upon, after all.
Oh, their face.
Aww.
Please, don't take our way of life to be a threat. I explained this to the people from before, the ones who wouldn't take our corn. I think that sometimes adults need to understand that caring so much about what a bunch of kids do in private is, kind of weird.
So true.
We don't intend to dismantle, only to grow something different in the space allotted to us. We don't have the answers, or believe that there are any. We just want to exist. To provide for ourselves, and live as we choose. And money doesn't provide for us like it does for you. It's not like we can eat it. It makes nice jewelry, though.
They turned their heads slightly, looking towards the loft. A young girl, who was spying on you from above, quickly scurries out of sight. She appears to be wearing 2 loops as earrings. Huss blushes, just a bit. That's a novel and ingenious way of using them. I can't say I go in for that kind of accessorization myself. I would have expected you to adorn yourselves with something a little more in keeping with your established theme. Here I was thinking you made everything out of corn.
Okay, just because corn is basically my life and has many magical and wonderful properties that I can't even begin to explain to someone who doesn't appreciate them, doesn't mean that literally everything we do has to revolve around corn. That would be a really boring and one-dimensional take of my character, actually.
God.
I love them.
Me too. Alright. The weapons on the wall. You look over to one of the far walls, where the dull glint of metal is drawing your attention. Size, pitchforks, shovels. A lot of this is corporate issue weaponry, the kind that gets handed to a kid once they're fresh out of school and ready to face the world on their own. Or not, as it often turns out. It's widely known that none of them make particularly effective weapons, though. This fact is basically one of the most long-standing in-jokes your culture has. It's not like anyone's going to be cleaving an aggressor in half with a weenie tier scythe anytime soon. You say that. You say that. Sure, Cecily.
Sure, Cecily.
Sure, Cecily, sure. You expect the kids here stockpiled all of these stripes back to buy they got lumped with to create this miniature arsenal. But they're not going to be winning any fights with this pile of garbage. That weaponry you have stockpiled up there. It's quite the collection. However, I don't think it's going to be much of use should you ever have to defend this place. It's almost painful to look at on account of how decidedly unpainful these spectabi tend to be in practice. If you're in need of some comprehensive armament, we can make some arrangements for you. You might not fight children, but that doesn't mean other people have the same ethical qualms. Almost nobody does. The least you can do is make sure they can defend themselves properly. Husk looks at you with a confused expression. Their eyes flick between you and a makeshift armory several times before glancing down towards your sword.
Ah, those. They are not weapons. Honestly, it's a little worrying that you would think that.
Yeah.
Although I suppose I get why. You grown-ups are all so alike.
They sigh, looking a little disappointed.
It's true that these things were given to us to use for bad things, like hurting. That's why a lot of us ran away. We didn't want to hurt anyone. It's true that if bad things were to happen to us, then maybe we wouldn't be able to stop it. Using them, we are not good at fighting. But most of us don't want to be, and I think that's okay. It's not the point of living, I don't think.
It may not be the point, you think to yourself, but sometimes it's the only way to keep on living at time. At all. But you're not about to derail this important monologue with such meaningless pedantry out loud. Doing it in your own head is bad enough as it is.
When we came here, we learned that the things which had scared us, the things we thought were evil and scary, could have a different purpose, could be used in new ways. We don't like to call them weapons. To us, they're tools. A scythe is, pretty bad at splitting flesh, but it is very handy for harvesting the corn. A shovel might be useful for herding, but it's even more useful for tilling the soil, for planting seeds.
Once again, there's something about the quiet tone of their voice that echoes deep in your chest as they say their piece. You don't know why, but some part of you knows that there's great potential hidden behind their words. An inscrutable force biding its time, waiting, like a shoot in soil. Who knows what this kid might grow into when they're older? You mutter a quick prayer to the Old Mother in the hopes that, yes, they will grow older. It's unlike you. You're going soft, like this kid's words are microwaves, washing over the corn cob in your subconscious.
Um, sorry. Did I... Did you say something?
Husk has a good grace to rescue all from the simile. They might be Pharaoh farm children. They might be a Pharaoh farm child, but at least they have enough manners to know a literary quagmire when they spot it. It was nothing. Please continue. They look at you with that oddly piercing gaze.
We don't need weapons. Because we already have the only one we need. You said before that we appear suspicious because we hide out here. I know it's suspicious to hide, but anyone can do it. We hide in the cornfields, as you hide in your fortress. Hiding is just a tool, same as your sword or our scythes and tills. Secrets can be used to do bad things. But you keep secrets. I don't know why you're here, and that's okay.
It's an interesting way to put it. Maybe the unknown is a kind of field, you think. Fertile ground is for things to take root. Full of fecundity.
I don't know. I don't know what that word is, honestly.
Fecundity, I'm just gonna say fecundity, of the unfathomable. Okay, even you have to admit that was pretty pretentious. Maybe you've been around these farmers a little bit too long. Your thoughts are already starting to become a little corny already. The All-Mother's eyes. I noticed it when I came in, but you have quite a lot of religious iconography about the place, don't you? You gestured to the various eyes dotted about the barn. I didn't expect to see quite a strong fellow like all the way up here. The All-Mother's influence spreads far. Husk looks around at each eye, meeting their gazes one by one.
It's not like her influence spreads. Not really. Would you say that the air spreads far? Maybe you would. I don't know. You say very silly things, and you say them very seriously.
That one wins them a smirk. Well, it hasn't happened in a duel before. You still know when you're being in a clash of wits. Cutting trolls is your strong suit. Cutting remarks, less so. You just got totally roasted by this kid in a Monto deadpan fashion. They seem to know it too, because he actually reached over and get a high five from one of their friends. It hurts, but you endure.
She is, in all things, because they all spring from her. She is the soil, and our hands do her work when we sow. But they do his work when we reap.
They don't say his name, but you know whom they're referring. He's less well understood, and less widely talked about than Caparia herself. Than not Father, the Abyss, Gaion.
I don't think most trolls realize the need for balance.
This sounds familiar. You're a follower of the Old Mother, so the mythological concepts aren't entirely alien to you. Balance, poise, an even hand. These are all things someone like you can appreciate. Husk pauses. They walk up to a especially large eye drawn on the wall in chalk.
An obligation to die and return your gift. We all die when we must. The All-Mother is generous, not stupid, and we need her out here. Her eyes watch. They count us, a tally of laboring hands. We work, so they judge us as deserving, and in the meantime, we await the savior.
Oh, of course. We were wondering where this kind of kooky vibe you were getting came from. This must be it. Some Caparia sects are a little out there, as far as doctrine goes. The weirdest ones tend to focus on the strange story of a savior. Some guy destined to save your society from inevitable ruin. But if you ask you... That's... I don't know about the grammar of that one. But if you ask you, it's all a load of cornball nonsense. One boy being the saving grace of an entire culture. You'd be the first in line to say that it sounds unreal kinds of focus, theologically speaking. Downright naive, even. You've never met a man who could do anything. You've never met a man who could do anything of the kind. Help, Sicily. I've never met a man.
She's never met a man.
She's never met a man. You kept quiet about the blasphemy, though. You've been accepted into the home of the kid cult by their good graces, and you'd hate to make them mad. Some of these trolls look like they've actually killed before. Instead, you affect something you hope resembles genuine interest. Ah, yes, of course. The Savior. How long must we wait for its coming, I wonder? For once in your life, it appears that you might have been a little too genuine. Hus's face positively lights up. Their eyes, usually dim and shaded, now sparkle with something wild and fierce.
Yes, the Savior. So you've heard of him. I knew it, I knew that there is something about you. This must be the reason. His holy doctrine called you here, as it did us, because you knew. He is coming. The things out there fear him, just as the All-Mother loves him. The strongholders scorn him, and we, his followers, they sow seeds of doubt. But we know that it's true.
God, I love how far Hus spreads Archic's joke of being worshipped by kids in a cornfield wound up becoming actual canon importance. Holy shit. Oh my god, you're right. I didn't even fucking think about that. I forgot about that bit.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good. I kind of hope we see these kids in the actual comic now. Thonkin. I almost said scratching my beard, but you don't...
Scratching your beard.
Yo, scratching my beard. No, pulling my beard. What the fuck is the terminology? I'm like, stroking. I'm stroking my beard. Jesus,
Stroking your beard, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Pulling my...
I would not know because I don't have a beard yet.
I'm sending you beard energy, as always.
Thank you. Thank you.
Only took me bringing it up 4 times for you to realize what I was going on about.
Hey. Look, we're busy reading, okay?
I'll get the subtext eventually. This is not what I thought you were referring to. I thought this is not what I thought you were referring to, but fair enough. They're really popping off at this point, shifting from sermonic drawl into full-blown I know what that's supposed to mean. Proclamatory. Thank you. Proclamatory spiel. The other kids begin to crowd around, getting a bit caught up in their excitement.
We hear his name in the popping of kernels when we microwave them for a movie snack. His presence is in the wind, the creaking of the weather vane. His blood tubes are filled with syrup, the very stuff of life itself. And when we chug our bottles of special red elixir, we draw closer to his divine image. He is a holy vessel of the corn, a boon bestowed by the mother. He is a hero. He will find us, and he will be our deliverance.
Archic's blood is syrup. like, isn't it?
It is corn syrup, yes. It's canonically called corn syrup.
I cannot believe what I'm witnessing here.
Yeah.
I need a moment. Oh my god.
Take your time.
Jesus. Okay. I'm reminded how precious this corn cold is. Oh, it's very good. I love them. They're very sweet. I wish to protect. They reach the apex of the religious rant in triumph, and then 20 pairs of expectant evangelical preteens' eyes swivel to your face to face you all at once. Better proselytize and fast. Yes. Who could possibly doubt such an incontrovertible evidence as to our Savior's existence, even when the breeze and the branches proclaim him? Let all naysayers take heed of his most definite imminent arrival. Now this is more like it. You were a bit lost for words earlier, but now you're back on top, logarithmic form. Secily Iopara is back in business, and in characteristically polysyllable style. Avant, you who would cast aspirations and other unpleasant remarks at the feet of our great, though momentarily absent Redeemer, whose name escapes me for the moment. Oh, who are you kidding? This is a disaster. You can't proclaim for shit, and intersectionally politics is harder than it looks. You sadly plead with the All-Mother for inspiration. But it is no consequence. We, the faithful, shall remain as bountiful harvest, while all else is cast away in the great husking yet to come. Here goes nothing. Checkmate, atheists.
Oh my god.
God. The kids just straight up fucking lose it. We're talking whoopings, cheerings, high fives, and low fives all around. Husk crowd surfs at one point. A feral boy runs up to you excitedly and just makes a noise that sounds like as or something. Checkmate atheist kills me every time. Fucking me too, Tyson,
It's
actually.
so good.
If that sequence isn't a checkmate, I'm gonna scream. Oh, that would be very good. I hope it is. The energy you've dished out is like that's like mana for these kids. Who knew that affirmating their core religious beliefs would get them so excited? It's nice to feel like you've been a positive influence. But amongst the revelry, it's not hard to feel an honest twinge of guilt. You weren't being entirely honest with them. You don't like lying, partly because you're just unfathomably bad at it. But you're a person of authority. It's important that you give it to these people straight. Maybe it's okay to bend the truth for a bit with these kids after all. Even if it makes it would. Maybe it's okay to bend the truth for a bit with these kids, though. If it makes them happy. After all, they may be utter deluded evangelizing fanatics, but what do you know, really? Huss sees your brow furrowed in pained deliberation and seems to take it as a sign of discomfort caused by all the attention. They urge the agitated farm kids to settle down for a moment, and after a while they all head back to what they were doing earlier. You collect the final insight increment without much fanfare. That's weird. I'm not even really sure what the purpose of the meter was serving here. It just showed up like usual without any input from you. It's your visor playing up. That thought worries you a lot. You've had this thing a long time. You don't know what you'd do without it. Whatever, it's nothing. This thing is old, and things only get old when they're built to endure. You don't even think about a landmine you don't even think a landmine could destroy this thing. Well, look, it's just hardly cause for concern.
Mm.
Your conversation with Husk has reached a natural lull, though, and absent of any other questions, they decided to go up and check with their friends. You watch the way the other kids swarmed them, looking up with bright eyes filled with admiration. Maybe they can't believe that someone had the guts to talk to a big, scary adult. Or maybe they all see the same thing that you do. That Husk Maisie has something special about them. An aura of anticipation, one that spreads through the space they inhabit and the people nearby. Perhaps the other kids see those distant, searching eyes, empty and yet full of something indescribable, and can't help but follow their gaze. Or, just maybe, you think as Husky lifts one of the younger kids up onto their shoulders for a ride, maybe they're simply a good friend. Sometimes it's all you need to see in the goodness in everything. Hey now, no use of getting all sentimental out here. They didn't ask for your protection or your feelings. Sometimes you need to learn when to leave people alone. Probably the most important progress gauge Secily has got. Cecily's only gotten like three
yeah.
progress guard. Yeah, fair enough. And one of them did just go back to 0.
Yeah. Right Pites route.
Right, my beloved.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't help it. There's something here worth protecting, you think. People like these are the sort underneath it all. You took this job in order to help. It's good to remind yourself of that when you can, even though you never forget anything. If you were to lose that, then maybe you would lose yourself? Your thoughts take a dive for the worrying emotionally. Your thoughts take a dive from worrying emotionally.
Emotionality.
Thank you.
It's okay. There's quite a bit of hard words in here.
Mm-hmm. Worrying emotionality to patent existentialism, existentialism, with all the grace of dead corn fowl falling off a building. It hits the sidewalk below with a painfully allegorical. A loud thudding noise comes from outside the barn. It sounds suspiciously like something dropped out of the sky and crashed into the ground. Hard. A tiny boy who was keeping lookout races to the top of the barn in panic. He hears about something dropping out of the sky and crashing to the ground hard before showing up a ladder. Thanks. You spring to your feet, sword hand flying to Prosperina's hilt as you check the time on your overhead. 2.11. Just like the voice said. Looks like your playtime in the cornfields is over. Frightened by the noise, the rest of the kids all scramble frantically up into the loft and into the little cubby holes, hiding with lightning speed. It's like they've been preparing for something like this. In your mad dash for cover, Husk's eyes meet yours. They blaze bright with something akin to anger for a moment, before cooling into something else. They nod, shakily.
You're going outside to see what it is. I need to stay here in case of something. I don't know what exactly
They hide their face beneath the wide brim of their hat. Their voices trembling.
I can't leave.
In that moment, you realize your mistake. Husk's still a child, despite the wisdom beyond their sweeps. In fact, maybe even saying that is doing them a disservice. Perhaps the distance from your own childhood is making you read more into what they're actually saying than there really is. It's kind of cliche, actually, having a child be the most insightful one around. There's a whole lot of pressure to put on someone that small. You crouch down to meet their eyes. It's alright. I will take care of it. There is no shame in staying behind and to ensure the safety of others. Let the risk fall upon those better equipped to deal with danger. You draw Prospina in one sharp practice motion. And by better equipped, I meant that literally. I don't know if you've noticed, but I have a fucking sword. Hustle looks at you with an odd expression before you realize your mistake. Shit. And you thought you'd been doing so well not swearing in front of these kids. Now that the word was spread throughout the cornfields like a plague, a curse by name and by nature, you have brought this pestilence on their way of life. Their youthful innocence is no more. Where once there was only wind, the cornfield echoed to prayer, now there should be an echo of the muffled sound of dozens of children exchanging bad words with each other in a foul-mouthed, furtive whispers. You did this to them. God, us fucking smirk.
Yeah.
Okay, please pretend you didn't hear that.
I know what fuck is, dingus. I've been online. So good.
And with that horrific revelation, they flash you a cheeky smile and then scamper up a ladder to join their friends. You can't help it. Something stirs within your lukewarm, teal-tinted blood pressure. You swear in this moment to protect this child with your life. You exit the barn cautiously, sword in hand. It's deathly quiet out here now. The wind, which had been rustling through the fields and giving to the air a persistent crackling hum, has died down completely. It's unnerving, like the sound of clocks stopping. You notice it because it's not there. You grip your sword tighter and inch your way around the back of the building to where the loud crash came from. You round the corner, slowly, holding your breath. The ground behind the barn is wet and muddy from a recent downpour. The soggy earth has mixed together bits of straw and dry grass, forming an unpleasantly rusted kind of sludge. Bits of it are caked all over the wall of the building, thrown up by a sudden impact. From the center of the blast sits a long black box. From a distance, it takes you a few moments to realize what it is that you're looking at. It's a violin case. You glance all around, making sure that nobody's hiding nearby. You even look up the night sky for some stupid reason, as though they might be spying at you from up there. There's not a soul in sight. You make your way over to the case, bending down and pulling it up out of the mud puddle it plunged into. It's a light instrument. It's very light. Too light, even. If there ever was an instrument inside this thing, it probably wasn't in there anymore. It's just as well, since it would have survived the drop. You wipe away a bit of the slime from the lid, and then pop the clasp up in front. It isn't locked. Open it. Inside, the case is lined with a rather garish red velvet. Just as you thought. There's no violin in it at all. By the look of things, anything at all, it's empty. I can't unsee that Secily screaming head over the artwork of Secily with the sword anymore.
God.
It was very good. Or so it appeared. As you open the lid all the way, a mechanism inside the hinge makes a loud click. In an instant, you dart back from the case, fearing the worst. You should have known there would be some kind of trap involved. But the explosion you saw in your mind's eye doesn't come. Instead, you hear a voice. A familiar voice.
Having fun, Secily? I thought you might enjoy a little frolic through the cornfields while you still have the chance. Before our game really gets going, I mean, you'll do well to treasure your memories here in the days ahead. I hope you made sure to listen closely.
The voice pauses, as if inviting a response. I always do. Why did you direct me here? One of the good things about the games is that you get to choose whether or not to continue. I haven't seen anything from you yet that would convince me to keep playing. The voice is silent once more, and then chimes in again.
This message is pre-recorded, so your witty response was as worthless as the farmland on which you currently stand.
Fucked up.
There is nobody to hear you but countless deaf, mindless ears. And that's just the children running around the place.
Wait. Did this guy just say about these kids? Your kids?
Their worthless idolatry means nothing in the grand scheme of things. Surely you must understand this. Their faith is but the chaff, cast away by a zephyr breeze, an insignificant speck in Repeton's long history. This tapeworm is nothing more than a blemish.
The voice spits the words out if it resents the effort, oozing malignance and super superciliousness. Nope.
Superciliousness?
Superciliousness, that's probably it. Superciliousness in equal measure.
All of which is to say, I find it pretty fucking pointless. What is there to build here that will not eventually crumble? What seed can be planted that will not wither and perish? What life can exist without succumbing to ever-encroaching death? Surely you must agree with me, Secily. Surely you, of all people, must see it too. The rot that pervades this planet, the people who crawl on its surface like a virulent scourge. That's your job, isn't it? To weed out the infestation.
You bite back the urge to snap back at this imbecile. It's insufferable having to listen to the crap this guy's spewing. Bullshit like this wouldn't even make good fertilizer.
Don't worry, I won't keep you much longer, lapdog. I've had my fun for now. Before you leave these savages behind, you should check this case a little more thoroughly. There's a little gift I'd like you to have. I know what it looks like, but please, don't take it as a threat. Merely a warning from one player to another, or perhaps a suggestion as to where your skills might be better suited. After all, secrecy can only keep you safe when you keep your secrets safe.
The final rasping word of this monotonous diatribe fades out. The recording messes mercifully at the end. The wind started up through the corn again, seeming to carry the whisper out over the hills and fields beyond. Safe. Safe. Hissing, spitting, crackling like static at the end of the tape. It's as though the leaves and the stalks themselves are mocking the idea. Whatever. What does a bunch of plants know about anything? You're furious. You couldn't admit it to yourself while he was talking, but something about what the voice said got on your skin in the worst way. So dismissive, so uncaring. Perhaps it reminded you too much of yourself. But most of all, it made you afraid for Husk and their friends. The life they made for themselves out here. Hearing someone dismissive and worthless brought home to you how fragile it really is. It's people like them that you most want to protect from people like this voice. From people like you. Without thinking, in a burst of frustration, you lift Prospina high above your head and stab down at the open violin case. You put all your weight into the motion, going for the kill. The blade plunges effortlessly through the velvet fabric, puncturing the padding and the board underneath, before breaking through the rigid exterior and down into the soil in one last satisfying push. You try not to think about how like to flesh and bone it feels. You try not to think about how much you enjoyed it because of that. You hate to admit it, but the voice was right about one thing. Though your sword might not be what you're doing right now is rather pointless. You tug Prospina back out of the body of the case, bracing one foot against the rim. The whole felt interior, board and all, comes out with the blade. Whoops. Something else comes out of the hollow shell along with it. A small, square bit of card that someone must have hidden underneath. You pull it off and get a closer look at it. A blurry figure looks out from an even blurrier photograph. It looks like this was taken at a distance, secretly. They appear to be standing atop a cliff, wearing some kind of helmet. Their legs are bandaged. You sword pierced them straight to the sternum. Pierced her. Because you recognize this girl, you realize. This photograph shouldn't exist. But yet it does. She should be a secret. But she isn't. You hear the voices, the loud warning loud and clear. She has been found. Arika Burst is in danger.
Let's go.
Babies.
Children.
The children. Okay.
Oh wow.
What's up?
Nothing. I just love Volume 3. Volume 3 good.
Understandable. I love that Pycon's file is just now fucking there, and look at his smug face.
Yeah, I love him.
It's very, very good. Okay. I'm gonna be real here.
Yeah.
I did not think that we'd be at the 3-hour mark and only have done 2 routes.
Yeah, fair enough. Because I know you want to do Volume 4 as well.
I mean, considering how... I guess last Snowbound Bloodstream may have given me a false impression because I genuinely thought we could do 4 routes in a stream just because of how, like, you know, we were able to do Volume 1 and 2 together in that same stream.
They'll also... Yeah, routes do get progressively longer as they go along, and also, to be fair, it did take a while for the stream to start because of a bit of technical difficulties.
Yeah, but not... I didn't think it was really by that long, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
I mean, it's up to you whether or not we do Volume 4.
I don't think we could do all 4 tonight. We could... No, because they really should be done in the pairs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, you can, like... I mean, you can always do, like, one route in the volume and then you do the other one next stream.
No, I think this has got to be where we stop, because I gotta go, because I also kind of have to go do something, so...
Yeah, okay.
I apologize that we will not be doing Volume 4 tonight. I will keep in mind that we will be doing just a volume upstream, unless there is, like... Unless it feels like there could be more a stream.
Okay. Understandable.
You've been spared from the curse then, and also understandable. Appreciated. Okay. Well, thank you all for coming out. I really, truly, honestly appreciate it. Thank you, Donnie, for joining us.
Of course. It was really fun reading with you.
I'm very, very glad to hear. Alright. very quickly though, I gotta try to pull up the tier list so then we can
Yes.
fucking so then we can add the two newcomers to the tier list.
VidCon, which you said is above Murat, which is an achievement in of itself.
Oh shit! Taz is above Murat. No, okay, Bicon goes up front.
Oh my god.
No, look, okay, okay. Hang on here. There we go. Look, here's my take.
Yes.
Bicon is truly like the best route character yet because he proposes a challenge to Secily, to Secily that she has not seen yet. Like,
yeah,
he poses a legitimate chess game. He is a very worthy opponent, and he knows how to play the game very, very well.
Especially like, actually, VidCon's route has a creator commentary.
Oh shit!
By Zero, and I think Charlie also worked on Charlie being Zero's partner.
Got it.
So I can link you to that if you're interested in reading. And like they basically like go into detail about how like Secily really just got fucking punked by VidCon in so many ways because Secily is like, oh, I am nothing like VidCon. Me and VidCon are nothing alike. When she's literally like done like a lot of things that VidCon would do or would like express. Like VidCon says, "You'll be a fool not to love winning," and Secily earlier in the route literally said, like in her prose, in her dialogue, says that exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she just assumes that VidCon is some idiot that is gonna get totally fooled, but instead VidCon just knew all along and like made sure to like be seen by other people so that way he doesn't get mysteriously murdered by her because she's constantly threatening him.
Mm-hmm. No, he fucking played the game and won.
Yeah.
So good.
He's a smart cookie and I love him.
He's a smart cookie, and I also have a new favorite, so let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Alright. Now where's our other friend? Oh, there we are. Hi, Husk. Husk, right on her right, Pite. Very, very fucking good character.
Yeah.
Small child that I will also protect.
Mm-hmm. Like the things that they say in that route is really enlightening. Really funny stuff that they said, but also really enlightening as well.
It really, really is. It's crazy, actually. I mean, the wisdom of a child. I mean, I get that even Secily says that that's like cliche, but like truthfully, not fucking wrong though. Actually.
Yeah.
All right. Once again, thank you all for joining me. Once again, thank you, Donnie, for joining me.
You're welcome. It was really fun acting out these routes.
Oh, I had such a blast fucking being the VidCon to your Secily. It was very, very fun.
It was incredibly fun just seeing them just go at it.
Mm-hmm. Truly a battle of wits. Alright then. In that case, whenever we do the next Snowbound Bun stream, it will be the Volume 4. The Volume 4.
Yeah.
And next week, Mark will be back next week. I'll be back next week. Don,
oh God.
I'm sorry, Don. This is
it's okay.
This is your last stream. Goodbye.
No, Austin, the reason I said oh no is because I looked at the stream promotion tweet that you sent out, and remember when you said that you were afraid that if you type cryptocurrency in there that you'll get cryptocurrency?
No!
You got one.
No fucking way! No fucking way!
By Samuel 94949445.
Oh my god! I have to.
Crypto-powered green energy affiliate platform that is paying us daily commissions on earning free crypto and even gold. First mover profits is an untapped multi-trillion dollar. Click the link.
Holy shit.
I am not fucking kidding.
I see it. I fucking see it. Holy shit.
I saw, like, I'm on my Twitter and I retweeted it and I saw the reply. I was like, oh, I wonder what that is. And I clicked show and then it's a fucking cryptocurrency bot.
God. Also, I did in fact forget the TV in my fucking tweet. Oh my fucking god.
No, it's okay.
Cries. It's fine. It's whatever. Oh, holy shit.
Thank you for the voice acting compliments. I am not a voice actor in any way, but I have a lot of fun reading out these
Yeah.
characters.
I mean, yeah, we're both amateurs.
Yeah.
Amateurs. Alright. But yeah, I'll be back next week. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. CST. Monday, Mario Maker as always. I'll fucking figure out what I'm gonna do Tuesday and Thursday. It's probably gonna be Hades and Chibi Robo if I'm being honest. But like, also we're gonna see if Chibi Robo decides to be a bitch again. Hopefully there will not be a Joker 2 stream.
I really hope so. I've been going through it.
I certainly fucking have. Oh my god. Alright. Have a great evening. Take care. Good night.
Good night.